Hello and welcome to a new podcast episode. Have you ever been in a situation where you have to prepare a talk for a mixed audience? And by mixed audience, I mean some experts in your field, some people that work in something similar but not quite your thing, and also some other that have nothing to do with your topic. From my own experience, this might be a quite complicated situation because you really need to take into account their needs, their expertise, and also their interest. So, without further ado, let's dive into some of the tips of how to prepare for a talk to a mixed audience. First of all, you should always think about your audience. I know it seems obvious, but whenever we are speaking to a mixed audience, it is important to really take the time to understand who they actually are. What I often suggest to my clients is to create sort of an avatar of the people who are in the audience. This can be done by putting your audience into categories. You might have some people who are experts, some who are not but are sort of familiar with the STEM work you are doing, and some who are completely out of it. In that case, you would have three types of listeners you need to take into account. By doing so, you can tailor your talk to make it more suitable and also more interesting for the people who are listening to you. Some of the questions that might help you do that are the following ones. Who are the people in my audience? What do they expect from this talk? How much do they know about the topic I'm going to talk about? It is likely that for each example person, you might have a different answer, which is completely fine. You just need to keep this in mind when designing your talk. The second tip goes in line with the first one, which is to create a story. When you have a mixed audience, it is very unlikely that they will connect to you if you speak a very technical language. But on the other hand, if you shift your focus from the technical aspect to the story, you are much more likely not to lose them within the third slide. Because let's face it, everyone loves a good story. Stories are what makes us humans, and they are also a great way to connect with people. So, when trying to keep a mixed audience engaged, make sure to build a story around your data. But how does this actually happen? How does one build a story around data? So, as any good story, a data story consists of three main elements: the context, the conflict, and the resolution. An example would sound like this. You are working on a project and found a problem that was unexpected. Then, to successfully continue with your project, you of course had to solve the problem. After some time, you were able to find a good solution that can be applied on various aspects of your project. Of course, this is a very simplified version of the story, but at the end of the day, it is a base you can continue building up. So think about what are the context, the conflict, and the resolution of your particular story. Make sure to provide useful examples that might make your topic easier to digest to the people that are outside your field, while at the same time keeping the essence of your technical work. And this is actually the power of a good story, and also a reason I always encourage my clients to tell their work through a story. And finally, I want to address another common question that I get regarding these topics. When talking to a mixed audience, should you adapt more to the people who are experts or the ones who are not? And here I would give a very diplomatic response and say it depends. It depends on the context of your talk. If the purpose of your talk is to provide more general information about your work, I would definitely say to make it suitable for everyone to understand. On the other hand, if the point of your talk is to make some specific technical progress, then I would say you can afford to be more technically precise. To summarize, talking to a mixed audience is never easy, and you will always find yourself balancing between giving enough technical knowledge and making it understandable for everyone. However, if you really take a moment to analyze your audience, you will see that they have more in common than you thought at the beginning. And then you will be able to tell a story with your data that resonates both with the experts and the amateurs. Thank you for listening, and until next time. Thank you for listening to this episode. If you are ready to elevate your communication skills and transform your data into valuable insights, schedule a free discovery call on the link in the description.